For me, I got started when I was, how old was I? Like 14. Well, I started putting videos out on YouTube when I was like 12. So I've been really at it since I was 12 years old.
Hailey Bieber sent a cryptic message by sharing an old photo of her husband Justin Bieber after Sean Diddy Combs' sex trafficking arrest. Over the last few weeks, Justin's past friendship with Diddy has been called out after the Bad Boy Records founder's alleged crimes came to light. Several creepy videos of the young pop star hanging out with Diddy have resurfaced online, including one in which the rapper alluded to the wild antics he and then teenage Justin were planning to get into that day.
I'm feeling just a little bit overwhelmed. I guess my reason to sharing that is that I know there's a lot of other people that probably feel that way, and
Hollywood has always protected its secrets. For decades, fans only saw the glamorous side. Luxury, money, private islands, exclusive celebrity parties. But behind the cameras, some believe a much darker system existed. And now, after the explosive downfall of Sean Combs, the internet is reopening old wounds, old interviews, old celebrity friendships, and disturbing clips involving a teenage Justin Bieber. Suddenly, millions of people are asking the same question. What really happened to Justin Bieber when he entered Hollywood? And why are fans now dragging Ellen DeGeneres into the conversation? More importantly, why does Hailey Bieber appear to be quietly defending Justin while avoiding direct answers? Tonight, we break down the facts, the rumors, the resurfaced clips, and the disturbing reason people believe Justin Bieber may have been deeply damaged by the entertainment industry.
definitely the scariest moment of my life. Basically, I was sitting at breakfast with my husband, having a normal day, normal conversation, and we were in the middle of talking. And all of a sudden, I felt this really weird sensation that kind of like traveled down my arm from my shoulder all the way down to my fingertips. Justin was like, "Are you okay?" And I just didn't respond because I wasn't sure. And then he asked me again. And when I went to respond, I couldn't speak. The right side of my face started drooping. I couldn't get a sentence out. They did some scans and they were able to see that I had suffered a small blood clot to my brain, which they labeled and categorized as something called a TIA.
Hailey Bieber, she had such a tough year, a lot going on for her. She says after experiencing those mini strokes last year, she struggled with a lot of anxiety and fear, thinking it may happen again. This morning, Hailey Bieber is opening up about the mental health issues she now faces following a mini stroke last March.
It was definitely the scariest thing I've ever gone through.
The supermodel revealing on Vogue's The Run Through podcast that she struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder following that medical scare.
I struggled with a lot of anxiety after. I struggled with a little bit of PTSD of just like the fear of maybe it was going to happen again.
The 26-year-old says she was in Palm Springs when she was first admitted into a hospital for stroke-like symptoms. Doctors then finding the cause to be a blood clot in her brain, diagnosing her with a patent foramen ovale, or PFO, a small opening between the top two chambers of the heart, present from birth. After having an outpatient procedure, Bieber was discharged, but once she returned to the California hotspot, she says she felt very triggered.
Even the first couple times coming back here after was like a little bit of a strange, triggering kind of feeling for me because it's like you just remember exactly how everything happened in that moment.
The American Heart Association reports that nearly a quarter of individuals who suffer from a stroke may develop PTSD.
We do know that after a serious injury or illness, PTSD can be quite common. People oftentimes will want to avoid situations or reminders of the scary thing that happened to them or the event that caused trauma.
PTSD can really affect anyone. Bieber, who says she is now fully recovered, hopes her experience will continue to open doors to conversations about mental health.
Justin here. As you can probably see from my face, this eye is not blinking. I can't smile on this side of my face. This nostril will not move. So there's full paralysis in this side of my face. Ramsay Hunt syndrome. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Before the fame, Justin Bieber was just a kid from Stratford, Canada, raised by a single mother, uploading covers online, completely unaware that his life was about to change forever. At just 13 years old, Justin became one of the first viral music stars in internet history. Then came the music industry. Scooter Braun discovered him, Usher mentored him, and eventually, Justin entered a world filled with billionaires, celebrities, executives, and powerful industry gatekeepers. A world no child is truly prepared for. Looking back now, fans believe many warning signs were ignored, because almost immediately, Justin's life became chaos. Paparazzi followed him everywhere. Millions criticized him daily. Every mistake became global news. And behind the scenes, his relationships with older celebrities became increasingly controversial.
But yeah, just protecting those moments because people take for granted encounters and yeah. So yeah, I just want to protect her, you know. I don't want her to lose it. I don't want her to, you know, go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody. So yeah, if she ever needs me, I'm just a call away.
Though Justin did not specify which or what of his early career.
It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn and everyone, you know, telling me they love me and, you know, just turn their back on you in a second.
Despite hardships over the years, it seems the hitmaker is now in a good place. He and wife Hailey Bieber are in the midst of new parenthood after welcoming son Jack Blues in August. A source told People
turn their back on you in a second.
Despite hardships over the years, it seems the hitmaker is now in a good place. He and wife Hailey Bieber are in the midst of new parenthood after welcoming son Jack Blues in August. A source told People magazine after Diddy's arrest that Justin is, quote, aware of the mogul's case, but that it's, quote, not anything that he wants to focus on, adding that the 30-year-old's priority now is, quote, being a great dad.
Everything changed after Diddy's legal troubles exploded, because suddenly, people started revisiting every celebrity connected to him. And Justin Bieber became one of the biggest talking points online. Millions watched resurfaced videos showing a teenage Justin spending time with Diddy. Videos that once seemed harmless now felt uncomfortable, especially clips where Diddy joked about what he and Justin would be doing privately. The internet immediately began connecting dots. Some creators even started dragging Jeffrey Epstein and elite Hollywood circles into the conversation. Soon, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, tech billionaires, and celebrity private events all became part of massive online conspiracy theories. But here's what's important. There is no verified evidence linking Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, or Ellen DeGeneres to Epstein Island crimes. No flight logs, no legal documents, no witness testimony. What exists instead is suspicion, internet speculation, and a growing distrust towards celebrity culture itself.
I did something that really hurt him. I did something very immature and stupid. It damaged the idea of me for you.
Yeah, I think so too. She went out and did things that hurt me. And so it was just this hurt. She hurt me. And then before tour, we just really stopped talking. I was really upset. And rather than, you know, before that in my previous relationship, I went off and just went crazy and went wild, just was, you know, being reckless. Yeah, I got better. And so she would reach out to people that would like, that we knew. And she would get like these, you'd hear, right? You'd hear like, oh, he's doing so well. And she would be so pissed off because she's like, he's not doing well without me.
Facts?
Yeah.
Everything changed after Diddy's legal troubles exploded, because suddenly, people started revisiting every celebrity connected to him. And Justin Bieber became one of the biggest talking points online. Millions watched resurfaced videos showing a teenage Justin spending time with Diddy. Videos that once seemed harmless now felt uncomfortable, especially clips where Diddy joked about what he and Justin would be doing privately. The internet immediately began connecting dots. Some creators even started dragging Jeffrey Epstein and elite Hollywood circles into the conversation. Soon, Ellen DeGeneres, Oprah, tech billionaires, and celebrity private events all became part of massive online conspiracy theories. But here's what's important. There is no verified evidence linking Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, or Ellen DeGeneres to Epstein Island crimes. No flight logs, no legal documents, no witness testimony. What exists instead is suspicion, internet speculation, and a growing distrust towards celebrity culture itself.
Husband quite a bit, it seems, this week. Of course,
Yes.
the news about Ramsay Hunt syndrome that has
Yes.
partial paralysis. We have to ask you first, partial paralysis in his face. How is he doing right now?
He's doing really well. He is getting better every single day. He's feeling a lot better. And obviously it was just a very scary and random situation to happen, but he's going to be totally okay. And I'm just grateful that he's fine.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
That is, and I'm sure he's heard from all of his fans who are fully supporting him.
Yeah. The
rallying
support
around
has
him.
been really amazing, just from fans, friends, family. Like, every single person has sent well wishes, advice, recommendations. It's actually been really amazing.
That's so good to hear. And this coming on the heels of your health scare. You had a mini stroke back in March. Tell us how you're doing right now. You look fabulous. You look
Thank you.
fantastic. Tell us how you're feeling.
I feel a lot better after that situation. I feel good. I had a procedure done to close this hole in my heart, and I'm just giving my body the time to heal and recover. It was a little hard for me to recover from the procedure, just giving myself the time to be able to like work out again and feel like normal, if that makes sense. But I'm doing well now, and I'm not having to be on any medication anymore. So
fantastic.
I feel good.
But the two of you both having such physical health scares mentally, I mean, I'm sure you leaned on one another, but what has that been like for you as a couple and just mentally kind of coming to terms with it? You're so young, to have to go through something like this, both of you.
Yeah, I mean, I think two things, like going through it very publicly in front of a lot of people, it kind of almost in a way forces you to have to just be upfront about what's going on so that people understand what you're going through. And I actually think it opened up a lot of really important and amazing conversation. And I think the silver lining of it, honestly, is that it brings us a lot closer, because you're going through this together, you're being there for each other, you're supporting each other, and there's just something that really like bonds you through these times. So that is, I think, the like silver lining in these crazy times.
Did it give you some perspective as well, and maybe even time to slow down? You live busy lives, you're all over, but slow down. I know you have this business venture now, a skincare line, but what was that in the works, I assume, for a while, but long before the health scares? How did that kind of play into you getting to this point where you now have, hey, Hailey Bieber, you have a skincare line?
Yeah, I mean, I've been working on this for the last almost 2.5 years. It started right at the very beginning of the pandemic, right when we went into lockdown, when I felt like I really had the time to dive into it and pursue it, because it's something I've always been extremely passionate about. I just didn't feel like I had the time to even start the conversation. And it was something I knew I wanted to do from the ground up, like start from scratch, build a team, build the business, build the brand. So I really started it 2 years ago, and obviously, getting closer and closer to, this is a dream of mine that this is here and that it's come out today. So getting closer and closer to realizing that dream and having these like random bumps in the road, I mean, I think it just makes you stronger in a way. It gives you resilience. I think that's something that I had to find the balance through everything.
Well, we didn't make any babies, so that's that. We're still pretty newly married. I mean, we'll be celebrating 2 years in September. We've just been enjoying our time with each other and getting to know each other deeper. And we've been road tripping, which I guess is the best way to like
staying social distancing.
social distance. Yeah, it's just the two of us.
The Biebers' other summer activities
They got baptized together. For Justin, there's shirtless golf, and the couple also joined the first ever virtual Paley Fest LA, streaming on YouTube. We have an exclusive look at why the Biebs thinks his recent confessions about anxiety and depression were a good thing.
As someone who has such a large platform, I feel like it's my honor to be able to show those vulnerable sides, to say, if Justin, with all these things and money and fame and all this stuff, still struggles with his mental health.
Justin also talked about how he felt motivated to keep going because of her during an Instagram Live where Hailey was sitting right next to him.
The point you were trying to make is that you're never too young to be accomplished.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
For me, I got started when I was, how old was I? Like 14. Well, I started putting videos out on YouTube when I was like 12. So I've been really at it since I was 12 years old. And, there's so many things that stood in my way. Like, I was trying to get signed and people were like, you can't have a deal. You can't get signed that young. You're not going to be successful unless you have a TV show. I mean, I went to label after label and they kept saying, yeah, but you don't have a TV show. So we went to Disney and Nickelodeon. I was like a terrible actor. Like, I had no experience. I never acted before. Like, obviously I could learn. But like at the time I was just like not at all, like just wasn't, I had no experience. And so like they really were trying to tell me, babe, that like unless I had, it wasn't going to work. And I just went from radio station to radio station to radio station, proving that I had the desire, I had the, good, right intentions and all these sort of things, which helped me to get to where I am today. And there was so many bumps in the road. I can't speak, but we are where we are.
But what's really striking is that Justin has never directly addressed what he went through with Diddy. And every time the topic comes up, he dodges it entirely.
Then another controversy exploded. Justin Bieber reportedly performed at a secretive billionaire event attended by elite executives and celebrities. The backlash online was immediate. Critics accused Justin of aligning himself with powerful elites. Others connected the event to broader fears about celebrity influence in hidden networks. Soon, Oprah, Ellen, tech billionaires, and private celebrity gatherings were all being discussed together online. Whether fair or unfair, the public no longer trusts Hollywood the way it once did. And in today's internet culture, silence itself becomes suspicious.
Did Diddy molest Justin Bieber? We have been looking at this for a long, long time, and we have some answers finally. So here's what we know. And first, to set this up, years ago, Justin and Diddy, I think Justin was 15, they appeared on Jimmy Kimmel Live. And Jimmy Kimmel was talking about having gotten Justin a Lambo. And it just seemed like they had some kind of a close friendship. And then there was a time later when Diddy and Justin are outside a house, and Diddy is saying that Justin and I are going to go buck wild for 48 hours. And there was one point where he said that I've told Justin that he can't talk about anything that happens inside my house. So I understand fully, especially when you're looking at this trial, why people are now saying, did he do something to Justin Bieber? And one of the reasons people are saying that is Justin Bieber is clearly struggling. I mean, he's been very open about mental health struggles. And a lot of people think this is the residue from some kind of molestation, perhaps, at the hands of Diddy. We are told that is not the case. And we are told this from multiple people connected with Justin's life. We're told that he didn't really have any relationship with Diddy, that all of these videos are performative, and that Justin was friends with Diddy's two sons, but it really wasn't any kind of a relationship with Diddy. And so we contacted Justin's reps, and we kind of laid out what we found. And we said, look, this is what, multiple people have been telling us who were in his life, and are no longer, and also people who are in his life now. So we've talked to both. And I think that's really important because he's jettisoned so many people in his life. And they thought about it for a while and then contacted us back, and they actually gave us an on-the-record statement that Justin is not a victim of Diddy's. They said that there are other victims and they don't want to detract from them, but they said that Justin is not a victim of Diddy. So they were clear. They are now on the record, and it is consistent with everything that we've been told from people, again, who were with Justin at the time and who are with Justin now.
However, Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, spoke on the matter, stating that if there's smoke, there's fire.
While Justin battled addiction and emotional struggles, Hailey Bieber faced a completely different kind of pressure: online hate, constant comparisons, conspiracy theories, and non-stop social media harassment. Fans analyzed every facial expression, every Instagram story, every cryptic post, trying to uncover hidden meanings. And after Diddy's downfall, that obsession became even worse. Some fans now believe Hailey knows far more about Justin's past than she can publicly say. Others believe she's simply protecting her husband from more trauma. But regardless of the theories, one thing is obvious: Hailey has remained beside Justin through some of the darkest years of his life.
You know, and a lot of people have been trying to drag Justin Bieber into this situation because there's a lot of like suspect looking videos with Diddy and Bieber in it, and you know, they're making a lot of allegations.
Mm-hmm. Same way they made allegations about Usher when Usher was younger.
I mean, do you think that there's any credibility to these allegations?
When there's smoke, there's fire. Why would Diddy be tapping his kid in his chest to see if he wired? And asking him, are you wired? Why would he be confronting that kid? Why would Justin Bieber make a song about, what is it? I got smashed at a Diddy party or something like that? Why? There's reasons behind all this. So where there's smoke, there's fire, Cam. I wouldn't put it past him.
Yeah, Justin, he's been real quiet about this. I mean, I think like a lot of the other celebrities.
I was reading some, Cam, and the kids say after he went to Diddy camp, he started using drugs so heavy and was smashed every day.
Diddy. This is how they all connect. When Usher was super young, he got signed to a guy named L.A. Reid, this famous music executive. Usher then loses his voice. L.A. Reid wants to help him, get back on track, so he sends him over to this guy named Puff Daddy. And as you can imagine, Usher had a problem. He just didn't know it yet. See, Puff Daddy was this up-and-coming music executive who could really turn someone into a star. He put them through this thing called Flavor Camp. And during Usher's term in this Flavor Camp, he lived with Puff. And in Usher's words, he would see questionable things. He said at any given time, you can open the door and see a bunch of random people playing Netflix. He said he would be up all night partying when all he really wanted to do was go to the studio. And this is when people speculate that Diddy did something to Usher. Now, I need you to listen to me. I'm going to give you the evidence as to why people believe this. But until you hear words from Usher, Diddy, Justin Bieber, nobody knows anything. All right. So Diddy and Usher are in an interview with Kevin Hart. Diddy said, "Hey, yo, pause. When Usher used to live with me, we used to wrestle for frosted food."